Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. The famous story of a man who turns into a bug. Not really. Some people laugh at it, we meme it, thinking it's just literature. But a lot of people may not know that he did not want any of this to be published. You must be thinking why? Because Kafka wasn't just writing stories, he was writing his own truth. Hi, I'm Astha, and if you stay with me for next few minutes, I want to show you why Kafka wasn't just a writer from the past, but a lot more. Born in 1883 Prague as a Jewish boy in Christian Empire, he did not belong from the very start. He lived under a father who was everything Kafka wasn't: confident, loud, overbearing. Pretty contrary to Kafka, who was thin, quiet, and very timid. He even once wrote a 100-page letter to his father, explaining how small and terrified he feels in his presence. A letter he never dared to send. This fear of being invisible and inadequate never left him. By day, he worked a tiring insurance clerk's job, and by night, he wrote in silence. He didn't write because he thought he was great, but it was the only way to breathe. When Gregor Samsa wakes up as a bug, it is not really about the insect. It's about what happens next. His family abandoned him. His boss, like any other boss, doesn't care. He's slowly not needed by anybody who once needed him. And even as a giant bug, he does not transform into a monster. He transforms into somebody who no longer matters. And I believe that is Kafka's life in a story. And I think Kafka's other works only deepen this fear. For example, The Trial, where a man is accused of something he doesn't even know about. Or The Castle, where a man is trying to reach the authorities in a castle and is blocked by meaningless delays. And the infamous Letter to his Father, a confession of fear and shame that Kafka never dared to send. All his stories circle back to the same truth. Life is absurd, rules don't make sense, and individual is powerless. But under all this philosophy was a man aching for love. Kafka was in fact engaged many times, but always broke it off because he thought he was not good enough or anybody deserved somebody like him. He once wrote that I'm a cage in search of a bird, and that one line tells you everything. So why did Kafka wanted all of his works gone? Because he thought they were worthless. In fact, he thought he was worthless. His self-loathing was so deep that even his greatest gift, his writing, that was also an embarrassment for him. And yet Max Brod, his best friend, refused to remove him. He published all of his works, and that's why we even know Kafka today. Honestly, when I read Kafka, it doesn't really feel like literature. It feels like overhearing somebody's fears in the dark. He wasn't writing to impress, he was writing to survive. And here's that one part that stays with me, that Kafka wanted to disappear so bad, but he couldn't. His voice still echoes way louder than he ever imagined. Maybe that's why Metamorphosis isn't just a story about a bug. It's a story about us, about our fear of being unseen. And yet, the fact that we're still talking about Kafka after 100 years, that's the proof that even the quietest voice can outlive the silence. So the real metamorphosis wasn't Gregor Samsa's. It was Kafka's. From a man who wanted to vanish to a writer who will never be forgotten.